Hey everybody, this is Pat, and today we're going to do a call with probably the most famous owner of a Plymouth Prowler on YouTube, Yuri Tereshyn from TheStraightPipes. Hey Yuri.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, good. Glad to see
Just
you.
setting up my camera.
Yeah, you're kind of you wrote there.
Yeah, I got
you
it on a
go.
stabilizer, so we're
There you
good.
go. Yeah, if anybody has a good
How's
camera,
everything?
you ought to have it.
It's just it's just my phone, but you
No,
know,
that's fine.
I kind of know what's up.
No, that's
How's
fine.
everything?
Hey, doing great. Hey, Tony should be joining us too. I was able to get a hold of him, and he said he's
Oh,
going to
nice.
do.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Make sure he was having
Right,
trouble
nice to
with it.
meet you, though.
Hey, nice. Hey, believe
Uh,
me, nice to meet you. My oldest son, he's 26, and I told him I was doing this call. He's thrilled. He was telling all his friends about it. So
I mean,
he's
prowlers are fun. It's cool that you're actually doing all this stuff.
oh well, thank you. Well, I couldn't have done it. Thanks to people like you that love the car and promoting it. You've got a whole lot more followers than I'll ever have. So
Yeah.
it's worth it. To know that
I'm
you're
trying to
able to
do
do
my
that.
part. Trying
Oh
to do
well,
my
yeah.
part to make it like cool. I guess as cool as it should be, because like people don't get it, but every time someone gets behind the wheel, like then they get it.
Well, yeah, that's what it takes. I mean, just all the people out there that don't understand the car. They hear all the stuff, oh, it doesn't have a V8 and it doesn't have a manual, and they go on and on about it, but they got to drive it. They just don't get it. And I'm glad
Yeah.
you're convincing people they get it. So,
I mean, yeah, it's cool as as cool as it could have been. You know what I mean?
yep. Well, true. Yeah, that's a good point. Back in the day, I mean, they didn't have a good V8 back then to do it. So,
Yeah, I mean, it probably should have had a V8 though. But so
well,
what
yeah,
do you
well,
just screen record? Do you just screen record all these videos and just kind of put it together?
yeah. So I'm recording this one now, and then I just I just edit it together, and yeah. So yeah, if it
Nice.
wasn't for Zoom, it'd be kind of hard. Believe me, if it wasn't for the fact I can't go across the border right now because I'm in
Ah,
Michigan, I think it's still closed. I mean, unless I'm like a healthcare worker or something, I can't go across very
yeah.
easily.
I
So
think all that stuff's pretty closed right now.
yeah. So I told Tony I wanted to come over and see him and see you guys over there, but yeah, maybe hopefully later in the year because I want to go see his orange one that he's still in the middle of working on.
Oh yeah. I saw that one in his garage, and I kind of
Yeah.
I just wanted exactly this. So I'm happy the way it all worked out.
Well, yeah, that's true, and I know I knew for sure. Even though you went to see Robin's orange one, I know you.
Yeah.
Why did you go see that one actually? If you really wanted a yellow.
I mean, you never know, right? Like, what if I saw it in real life and I'm like, you know what? This is just as cool.
Yeah.
But in real life, it was like, the not being yellow really was a lot worse than I thought it'd be, because I saw a red
Mhm.
one,
Yeah.
the normal clear coat red, and I really like that.
Yep.
But like I could have gone with clear coat red, but nah. And then I don't like the mods. I just wanted it stock, and it was like way too much stuff. Like I saw the bungee corded sub between the seats. I was like, no, that's like
I
I'm
didn't know
out.
that. I didn't. Yeah. Well, James didn't tell me about the bungee cord. I don't know if
Yeah.
he.
I'm like, no, I don't want any of this. I just want it to be like as Prowler as it could be.
Yeah. So why was it yellow? What led you to have a yellow one?
Um, I don't know. I just like when I look at all the photos and I look at everything, yellow is always the color that like stood out most to me. Like I know the purple one was the first year, and
Hmm.
people think of that as like the Prowler,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like yellow's like if you're gonna have a Prowler, have it in a bright color. And
Oh, I agree.
besides red, this is like the best color, I think.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you
I would.
obviously agree. You have a yellow Prowler.
I would agree. When I was looking for one, I was not going to get one other than that. I mean, I only looked for a yellow, and obviously I had to
But
go to Florida to buy mine. That's how far I had to go.
you're rocking the chrome rims, right?
Yeah, I got the chrome because mine's a 2000.
Yeah, so
So
I think these had chrome wheels on it, but then Tony was like, "I've got the matte wheels," and I'm like, "Yes, I want those." And these had the matte wheels had worse tires on them, so I was gonna get
okay,
Continental tires anyways because I'm
right.
sponsored by them. And
Yep.
then he also had the black bumpers and the gray bumpers,
Yeah.
so then I got the gray bumpers. And I guess technically in this spec, this
Yep.
was like only the first half of 1999 they did
Yep.
them like
You're
this,
right.
and then they would have gone chrome and black. So I don't know. I just like the way this looks. I think it looks perfect, and I don't want to change anything.
Hey, I think Tony's going to join us here in a second.
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hey
No
Tony,
matter
how you liking your Prowler?
They're an okay car.
No, your Prowler. This Prowler that's yours, technically, kind of. Yeah, I guess we all have
What's
yellow
this? Everybody
Prowlers.
got a yellow Prowler?
Yeah.
Yep. I've got mine behind me. I got my picture behind me of mine. So No, looks good. Hey, so Yuri, I was going to ask you a few more questions. So, how has the feedback been on this car and your channel so far? I mean, since you got it in August, right?
People are happy for me. I think we did 2 videos that did pretty well, like the buying it and the initial review.
Yep.
But after that, people don't really care about the Prowler. Like I couldn't do a video series like Stradman and those guys do, where they, buy a Huracan and like wrap it purple and then do a million mods to it. Like, this is it. Like,
Yep.
I bought it. Here's what it's like. And I think that's pretty much it for it.
Yeah. So
But
how's it been?
people are happy for me, but they don't really care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering the cars you drive, all the things you get to do there, this is totally different. I mean, it's a lot older. Everything you do is new, right? So
yeah, and it's a good experience. Like, I just drive it like really slow now. I don't need to go fast in this because there's so many other fast cars we drive. So like, I'm not even worried about the speed, and I kind of like that it's automatic because like it forces me into a chill mode.
Mhm. Hey, so I think you mentioned in one of your videos before that you first saw this like in 7th grade. Was that how old you are when the Prowler came out?
Must have been, because I think I noticed it when I noticed PT Cruisers at the same time. And I remember being in elementary school, which was like 1998, 99.
Okay.
And I was just like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then you kind of forget about it. And then you get into cars and you're like, well, if I'm a YouTuber and I need to get a car, what's the coolest car to get? Like, even if I got a Lamborghini, like everyone already has a Lamborghini. Nobody really has this. So
yeah, well,
for me,
it
was like the perfect thing.
When the guys in the Lambos see you, they love it, right?
Oh yeah,
you got a thumbs up from guys, right?
I had a guy, from Lamborghini guys all the time. I had a guy recognize me today. He stuck his head out the window and said, "Straight Pipes," just on the way up to this like random parking lot. But my license plate does say Straight Pipes, so
okay. Well, that kind of gives
helps.
it away. That helps.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm the only guy rocking one of these who's under the age of 50 in Toronto anyway. So
Tony and I were just talking about that yesterday. Tony, he runs the POA, so he knows kind of the age group we got out there. How young is Yuri compared to others that have this car?
Oh, I would say he's one of the youngest ones now.
Okay.
Most of us are, I'm going to say, over 55.
Yeah.
But lately there's been a lot more people in the 35 to 45 mark that are picking up the cars.
So how's the car been working so far for you lately? Have you had to do any fixes or any problems with it?
Lower ball joints, which I got from somewhere on the Prowler online site, which has been like the best resource. I got those, was it the control arm, the arm links or whatever it is?
Yep.
Where I just sent I sent money on PayPal to an address in Florida, and all of a sudden they showed up, which was wild, but I'm happy for that. I did put winter tires on it. I bought more wheels from Tony that were chrome, but they didn't have center caps, so I used my matte colored center caps. And from a distance, you couldn't really notice the difference. But now I've got my Summers back on.
Okay.
And then besides that, the only thing I really need to fix now is the fuel intake, because I can't pump it in. It stops at a certain amount. Yep. And then also to start the car, I got to click forward 3 times to prime the, what's it called? Fuel pump.
Yeah, I saw that you did that one time. Hey, you know about the fuel pipe thing though? I've got actually another one I bought from a guy. I think some point, like either 2001 or later than my car, they changed the design of the fuel filler, so it's not supposed to have that problem. I just haven't put mine in yet.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, because I overfilled it once in the States, and it kind of dripped down. I just washed it off with water when we were on the Chris Fix road trip. Yeah. But other than that, we just tightened down a few bolts. There was a couple door panels missing bolts, so it was rattling a lot right when I first got it. Yeah. And besides that, nothing really. Oil changes.
Okay. So did Tony give you a lot of history on what happened with this car before you got it?
I think he told me that it went around a lot of dealerships because the AC was broken.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to keep it long enough. So once he changed the AC, then it was good to go for me.
2 points on there, Yuri. Fuel pumps, we're just helping out a guy in Texas so I've been learning about fuel pumps. And the canister that the fuel pump is in has to be pressurized, so they start to leak. And Tom Mills has a kit for that. And the other thing you said about the filler hose, about 2 weeks ago, going through all these manuals all the time, I stumbled across one of the diagnostic descriptions on the filler problem. And it's actually explained in one of the Chrysler manuals, and it's not about the fuel going in and the pipe, there's a anti-fill-up valve or something like this designed in the system, and the service manual talks about it.
Oh,
20 years now, and we're still learning things that they had addressed. And my books are old, like they're 2001 and before. They had actually talked about it in the service manual.
nice.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll figure it out when the time comes. But for now, like, I can deal with it. I don't really mind. And one thing I kind of did break. That's not really breaking it, but my visor here. You see this little cut?
Yeah.
So I guess I put the top down without having my visor at a 45, and the little latch kind of hooked into it. So now I always make sure my visors are like this anytime it's time for the top up or down.
Okay. I've never had that problem. Actually, I've never even touched them every time I put my top up. So I'll keep that in mind though. Never realized that could happen.
And,
Speaking of that, Yuri, I saw you in one of the videos when you were putting the top up, that you were able to put the top up while you were standing outside the car, like you were able to latch it from the outside. I can't do that. I got to sit in the car and kind of pull it down and get it. I was impressed you could do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you just get used to it. Like, I'm not going to bother climbing back in. Like,
Well, I never could
find
do
a way
it.
to make it work.
I tried to do that one time, and I'm like, how is he doing this? I can't get my hand in there to push it down to get it. It'll get caught up on the latch. I couldn't do it. So, but yeah. So, how many more times you got caught in the rain with it? Was it just in that trip?
I think like maybe one other time,
Yeah.
but I think what I need to do is readjust the windows since they're frameless so that they line up perfectly with the top, because right now they're not like perfectly lined up, and then it'll be fine. But it's also one of those things that I can just deal with if I don't go in the rain. But if I'm bored enough and I decide like I want my Prowler to be perfect, then I'll do it. But until then, I think I'll just kind of
that might be an issue with the way the window regulator is. I think how far up it goes. That might be an issue with.
But
there's
some adjustment you can do once you take the panel off. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm gonna get mine too. Is get the new window regulators, because mine still has the original. I know you probably heard that yours are probably gonna go bad at some time.
When it happens, it happens. I'll
but you don't want it to happen when you have it down and then you're stuck down. That would not be good.
Yeah,
I know.
One day.
I'm actually thinking of going out to see Tom Mills. I mean, visit him and actually have him do it, because I'm terrible at it. And actually, my local dealer didn't really want to do it because he's afraid of breaking the plastic inside. He's afraid that pulling the covers off is just going to break it. So
yeah, I think we broke some stuff when we pulled off our door panels. But my mechanic's he's a cool dude. I sold him my old 240 SX, and he's like a younger guy, and he does a lot of cool like modifications. So he's stoked. Anytime I bring the Prowler in, he's having a good time with it. He's just like very interested on everything. He's just mad that his magnetic flashlight won't stick. That's his main issue with it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks when it's aluminum like that. Okay. So, hey, I heard you're thinking about are you still thinking about getting a trailer?
I would like to, but I live in an apartment, so I don't really have room for it. And I mean, it seems like a cool idea, but I don't know.
I was going to tell you, the reason I'm telling you is that I know a guy who's got a yellow one for sale cheap. So but he's in the Detroit area. So
yeah, I think I saw the listing for that on Facebook, but I can't really cross the border right now. So
no.
I'll just do nothing for now, I think.
Yeah. I understand. So when did you and Jakub meet and start doing the channel?
Oh, we've known each other since grade 9, first year of high school. So that was 2000. And whenever we got our first cars, we just started doing car stuff together always.
Okay.
And anytime it was like a snowy day, we'd go to the big parking lot at the ski hill next door and do donuts and stuff. And pretty much everything car related, like detailing it, modifying them when we were young and stupid, and like putting stripes and flames on Camaros and like just dumb things like that. And then I guess a couple years ago, I was doing some filming for Motoring TV, which is just like a cable car show here.
Yeah.
And I was like filming. I'm like, why can't I do this? Like if these guys like started doing it somehow. And then he was filming exhaust videos, so we both just kind of teamed up, and it all kind of worked out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the first video you did with the Prowler was the first video of you guys that I saw. And so ever since I saw that, I started watching some of your stuff since then. Just because you were so thrilled about the car, you made everybody so happy on the POA.
The most beautiful car in the world.
That's good. Yeah, that was a really fun one.
I said, you got to see this guy. He just loves the car. And so it's great. You're carrying the tradition forward. So we're
Yeah.
thrilled, that you're
I
able
got a couple friends over at Speed Academy, and they always do engine swaps and like modify cars.
Yeah.
Maybe one day if I could find another cheap one, I'll have them put like a manual and a 2JZ or something in it.
Now, well, if you want one with a bigger engine, I'm sure Tony will sell you one.
No, I know, but his is automatic. And if I'm gonna do an engine swap, I might as well go all the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know if anybody's done that or not, to put a manual in there yet. Has that
I
happened?
think it's called a ZF5 transmission with Tiptronics. That's what you need.
No Tiptronic. I need a clutch pedal. You gotta go all the way.
Well, that's what I meant. I knew you wanted a true manual, and I don't know if anybody's really done that yet. Let's put an actual manual transmission in this car.
But the Howler was manual.
Oh, that's right. You're right. They did do that now. Is that right, Tony?
Yeah.
The Howler was a manual.
I'm not even sure.
I think I read recently there was a manual V8 which solved everything, and then they just never made one. But also, I don't like the looks of it as much as I like the looks of the Prowler.
Yeah, it's more practical. It actually had a trunk, but I agree. It's something about the look. I agree. It's not as good. So.
And I always have a fun time showing people the trunk. I'm like, guys, take a look. And then people come to the back of the car, and they never expect it to be a clamshell. They expect me to open it from the very back. They all stand in the back. I'm like, no, side view. And they see nothing.
How many laughs do you get when you open up the trunk and they see how much room you got?
Everybody has a good time. Nobody expects it.
Yeah, well, I thought it was cool the way you try to lay all your clothes out flat in there.
Yeah, I just took them off the coat hangers or kept them on the hangers.
So have you two got a chance to get together in person again since you got the car?
Just when I got the winter wheels, which I guess we could talk about me wintering the Prowler if you want, because I don't think anyone's really done that, or at least not to this extent.
No, well, I saw you on Instagram, so I saw the video you did. How well did it do?
It was actually surprisingly great compared to winter drifting other rear wheel drive cars. I guess the size of the tires and the weight distribution. When you're doing a donut and or a big drift and it's going to oversteer out, with this, you just stay in the throttle and just counter steer, and it just pulls itself out every time.
Wow.
It's perfect somehow.
Okay. Well, yeah, but you had the winter tires on at the time too, so that
yeah. Continental winter tires, they're great. Also one of my sponsors. So
yeah, I know they are. So of course you're going to say they're great.
Yeah.
Hey, so how many other? I mean, now with the virus going on and all, it's kind of hard taking any long trips. But you and Jakub still thinking of doing another one of those road trips?
Yeah, we're going to do something, but we don't know what and when. We were thinking of maybe even, I guess, doing a road trip to Detroit, I guess, where both of our cars were built, like my Prowler and his Raptor, or at least where they're designed. I'm not sure where the Raptor was built, but
all the F-150s are built in Detroit.
Yeah, so then the Raptor, so that would have been a perfect trip.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think if any more road trips we're going to do, we'll probably do in different cars.
Okay.
Just because I think the novelty of these two cars has kind of worn out, and I just don't think people will care as much as I care.
No,
as much as probably the Prowler
No.
community cares.
I get it. You've obviously got a lot of viewers that don't care about the car so much. So, have you ever done any other older cars, or just those two?
We did a 914 Porsche in Germany. We just drove it. They drove it right out of the museum and took us for a spin.
Wow. Okay.
We did an old Buick. Haven't done really many old cars. We were kind of waiting till after we get to 1 million subscribers to do that, just because we just want to keep the momentum going until we get there, and then after that we can start having some fun again. But not very many old cars. We did an old Mazda RX-7, an old Nissan R34 Skyline, and something else, 300ZX, but not too much old stuff.
Okay. Hey, so I wanted to ask you before, a couple other questions. I'm maybe this is kind of a technical question, but I'm kind of a geek on this stuff. So I love the way you guys do your drive-by shots. I mean, how you get the camera alongside the car and in front of behind. I mean, one of you's driving that other car with a camera.
Yeah.
How does the one person drive the car and run the camera and not hit something? I mean, how do you guys do that? Or is that a secret you can't tell me?
Yeah, same thing I'll tell everyone else. It's one of those secrets that I chose not to reveal ever.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured you wouldn't.
I'm just gonna have to keep it that way.
Well, of course. I kind of figured you'd say that, but I figured I'd give it a try.
Well, even Matt Farah tried to get it out of us on the Smoking Tire podcast, and I was like, "Look, man, sorry," and I still had to swerve a bit when I had to tell him.
Yeah, but all I'll tell you is that they're awesome. I love the way those are shots I'm envious of. You get some really great, especially of that car. I mean, especially with it.
I think that's what helped start the channel. Is just that we had good filming techniques and everything.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't have worked out as well.
Yeah. So did you do that in school too? I mean, you said you were in film. Were you in film school originally?
No, I did graphic design, but I always messed
Okay.
around with cameras. So like all my I guess learning is just hands-on doing stuff. Then I got a job in the film industry just because I had all the drone experience that no one else had, because I just wanted to do that for fun before everyone else.
Yeah.
And then I just picked up a lot, and I just kind of picked pieces from everywhere and just like overlapped my car hobby into filming and trying to make money with some like YouTube knowledge and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you obviously that's worked well for you. When did you guys decide to make this your full-time job?
Well, Jakub decided to make it his full-time job when he ran out of vacation days. He worked for like Ministry of Conservation. He ran out of vacation days and just decided, hey, I'm taking a year leave, because it was for a Mercedes trip to drive AMGs on a racetrack. And then shortly after, I kind of stopped doing film industry in solidarity, just to, commit fully.
I think I mentioned this to you before, and I understand if you say no, but we'd love to see you down in Texas later this year. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
I know that's probably too far to go.
I think
Yeah.
I'm just going to avoid all traveling for the next year, just so that we can make sure we can safely make our videos.
I agree. I know. I knew it was a long shot. I figured
Yeah.
I'd give it a shot, but all the Prowler folks would be like, "Oh, that would be so cool. We can get you doing."
It would be fun.
They're
But
gonna
I
have
just,
to,
it's a big commitment.
well, it is. They're gonna have to be satisfied with mine. It won't be as good, but I'll try to do my best. Down there. I'm hoping we still do it, and I hope we don't cancel again. We were supposed to have it in April, so I hope.
Yeah, now it's October.
Yeah, now it's October. So, but we'll keep. I'll let you know how it goes and send you some stuff how it went. See what you missed out on. But no, I understand.
Yeah, I'll follow on the forum. I've been following posts there, here and there. It's pretty interesting. I asked about prowlers in Toronto, or prowler owners in Toronto, and someone sent me to a link from 2004 on the Prowler site. And like, there was just a ton of them in front of the CN Tower. It was like, before I even cared about the Prowler, but it was cool to see that.
Okay. Hey, Tony, do you know about that one? Was that one that you went to?
That was cool in 2004. That was a quick organization. I couldn't make that one. Of all silly ones, the one closest to home is the one I didn't make it to. We did the one there's one in Niagara Falls, I think it was a couple of years earlier, that we had also gone on.
Okay.
And the pictures in front of the CN Tower, and they're just cool. The one on the docks,
Yeah.
they have all the cars on the dock, and that's all great.
Okay.
I didn't even have my license back then. I was still in grade
Wow.
12.
You were
I
12.
just had my G1, my learner's permit.
Okay.
We still have a standing invitation from Chrysler to visit the museum. Ralph Giles, I met him at the Kobo show, and we talked about the car, and we talked about the Chrysler Museum, which has now been moved to the Conner Ave assembly plant where the Prowler was made. So they have all their cars in there. It's not open to the public, but he said, hey, send me an email, and if you got a group of 15 guys or more, he says, we'll open it up for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard they were going to do that, but I didn't know it actually was done, that they moved everything into the Conner plant. That's cool.
Yeah, they moved.
Sign me up. I would love to see that. I saw the old museum. The old museum was wonderful, and I was sad when they closed that up. So that's cool that they're still going to, they had to move the car somewhere. I'm glad I went there.
As soon as this COVID stuff is over, I don't think it's going to be hard to find 15 local prowlers to say, hey, you want to go to Detroit for a day?
Yeah.
Piece of cake, and it'll be well worth the trip.
Okay. Well, yeah, keep us informed on that one, because I'm sure we both would, that would be worth coming over to Detroit to see that one. Yeah. Actually, Yuri, you should come over for the Woodward Dream Cruise. You heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that. I'll show up, I'll buy that trailer, and I'll leave with the trailer. That'll be the plan.
That's the plan.
Well, yeah, the guy that's selling it lives right down the street from Woodward, so he's right nearby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he gets he can walk over to it from where he's at. But it's a lot, and the Prowler, they used to have a lot of people that go to that many years back. Back in 2007 on the 10th anniversary, they had like 150 Prowlers were there, at least. And
I saw the footage of everyone taking that left turn. Looks like a lot of fun, but it's just hard when you don't have a Prowler back then. And when
I know. I wish I could. I'm mad that I missed out on that. And not many Prowlers show up there now, so actually you'd stand out a little better. If you're one of 100, you don't really stand out. But
I haven't seen a Prowler on the road since I got my Prowler, in the Prowler or even in any other car. I just have not seen a single Prowler driving.
Yeah, well, you're up north there, so I mean, if you go down to Arizona and Florida and all that, they're everywhere. I mean, there's a lot more of them around.
Well, what I did try to do is I got a car cover from Tony as well when I got the Prowler. I put the car cover on because it is dusty in my basement in the parking garage.
Yeah.
But within a week, I'm like, I don't really like walking to my other car and not seeing the Prowler. So I just took it off. If it gets dusty, I just wash it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be bothered to not look at it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I for the first year or this year, I put mine in a bag in my garage just to protect it, and I missed it like crazy. I mean, I kept wanting to open it up, and I said, no, I'm going to keep it in there.
Exactly.
And as soon as I got out of the bag, it was like, oh, thank God, it's out. But I had other guys tell me too. They're like, oh, I'm never going to put it in a bag because then I can't look at it every day. I mean, they love it so much.
I didn't realize how much I wanted to just look at it when I wasn't driving it, because it did take me about. I said I wasn't going to drive it in the winter, and then after about a month, same thing. Like, oh, you know what? Get me the winter tires. Let's go do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you're aluminum, so you're not as much risk of getting too much rust on it.
Yeah. And I tried to wash it any chance I got. Like if it snowed, I would drive in the snow. The second it was dry, head down to the car wash, spray as much as I could, and throw her back.
Yeah.
No issues with security in the apartment?
And the security guards know me because of the YouTube channel. So they're like, yeah, keep an eye out for your car every night. I'm like, thank you. And like, who's gonna steal this? Like, of all the cars, like,
you never know. I feel bad for you that you can't keep it in a garage.
It's covered.
It's covered,
well, I mean, it's like indoors, but my parking neighbor, she's very good about keeping like a nice room to my car. And then I'm on the other side with my car or whatever press car I get. So even if I get like a $200,000 Mercedes, like that car is a buffer so that nobody bangs into my Prowler.
You got your priorities straight. That's
exactly.
good. Exactly.
But you know what I did do? I'll show you guys. I did scrape the bottom bumper here. Check this out.
The bottom bumper?
Or the front bumper, sorry, at the bottom.
The nose?
I drove into a curb. Yeah. Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you got to get a chin guard.
You know what? You know what happened was I saw a cop. Yeah. So I pulled in quick because I was going ice skating. And then I pulled into the parking spot quick, and I pulled in a little too fast because, I'm like, I wonder if he's going to pull me over for something or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he did a double take when he saw me driving in the winter. And then after I pulled in, I'm like, oh, no. And I pulled back. And he's like, hey, Straight Pipes, how's it going? So, I was safe there, but I panicked a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Yuri. I love the fact you were able to take some time to do this with us. And thank you, Tony, for joining me again. So, there he is. There's Tony again.
Hey, Tony.
Hey. So, hey, and you got your 20th anniversary T-shirt on there, I see.
You don't get to wear them too often, so today was the day.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us again.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Yuri, before we go, I want to show you this. You ever seen one of these before?
Oh, not a remote control one. That's pretty cool.
I've
got
it's Radio Shack
model.
Yeah, it's actually a Radio Shack one. It was originally kind of a reddish purple, and check out this box. You can actually see it here. It was actually one from Radio Shack. I bought this from Tom Mills. He never took it out of the box. It was in the box for like 20 years, and I pulled it out, got it working. I repainted it yellow, and I take it to car shows, and the kids love it. I ride it around. And when I took it to the car show before I painted it, nobody really realized it was the same car as mine. And as soon as I painted it yellow, they're like, oh, look, that's the same car. Oh, and then the kids would just go crazy. They go crazy.
So we all agree.
Anyway, but then they see the model and they think it's great.
We all agree yellow is the best color, right?
Oh, it is. It is.
I think we got that one covered.
I think we got that one covered.
All right, cool.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks a lot again, guys. This is going to be a great video. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys soon again. Thank you.
Yeah, and it was really nice meeting you, Pat, and I really like watching all your videos. It's cool to see people doing their own YouTube videos on their car, especially how you're doing it like across everything and talking to everyone else. It's really fun.
Oh, it is. Well, thank you. I really appreciate the comments there. I'm trying my best.
Thanks again, Tony, for selling this car to me.
Yep.
That worked out good. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
See you guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay.
Yeah.